Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another story time with Ace. Today's story is going to be something different, but first I want to let you guys know about the video clip that you'll be watching. It's kind of me and JJ was teaching me how to play on keyboard and mouse on Destiny 2, because I'm kind of a fucking pleb and still use controller. But today's story is going to be kind of what not to do on a first relationship, right? I got this idea from Adam. Thanks, Adam, for the help there. But I got two stories for y'all telling about two different first dates that I had. And this first one's going to be about my first girlfriend, but we're going to kind of put some rules on this. So rule one that came out of this first story is don't bring a friend on a date because sometimes they can be too pushy. Now, all of them are going to revolve around that idea of don't bring a friend on a date, but this one was specifically about being too pushy. So with my first girlfriend, we went on a date to a park with her mom, I think both of her littler sisters, and one of her friends. And the mom and the sisters stayed at a playground, kind of just chilling, doing their own thing. And we decided to go take a walk around the path, do our own thing, because we're in middle school at the time, and it's one of those cheesy middle school relationships where everything is like for show. But so her friend starts bumping into me at one point kind of aggressively and like pushed me into her at one point, and then she like whispers in my ear, which was fucking weird, but she whispers hold her hand already or something along that line. And so I'm like uncomfortable, first relationship, and I'm just like sure, whatever. So I hold her hand, and a little while afterwards my girlfriend at the time decides to let go of my hand because she thinks her mom can see us across a lake because there's like a little pond lake thing in the middle of this giant path. And so after we get a little ways away and her mom can't see us anymore, her friend pulls me to the side and is like, go, like, kiss her already. And I was like, you're more invested in this fucking relationship than either of us are, because we're over here like feeling awkward as hell and not ready for that shit, and you're like pushing us towards something we're not ready for. This is a middle school relationship where no one takes shit seriously right now, and you're on a whole nother level. You're over here galaxy braining that shit, and I'm down here monkey braining going ooh what is kissing. So anyways, the whole premise of the story is friends can be pushy and push you into situations that you're not comfortable with. So don't bring them on a date, even if they're your friends, because your friends might want to see you go further than you're comfortable going on that date, especially if it's your first one. Now, for this next story, there's going to be little rules, and I'll probably mention them as we go because it will be easier for me to point them out as we're going along. But this one is, I think, the first date that I had with my most recent girlfriend. And with this one, once again, friends came along. It was a whole big mess. But we'll kind of go into that. So she said that she didn't want her mom knowing at the time because she felt embarrassed, and her mom had said some stuff to try and scare off her previous boyfriends or whatever. And she said that she didn't feel comfortable just telling her that she was going on a date. So we decided to go to the movies with our friends. Well, she told me she was bringing her friends, and I last minute was like, fuck. I need to get my friends together, or I need someone to come with me. So for those of y'all who know Spencer, I brought him along as my choice because he was one of the only people available at the time. And so Spencer and I show up to a mall where we're going to go see this movie, and we're all just chilling and stuff, and I'm sitting at this table not paying attention. Spencer's minding his own damn business. We're in the middle of a conversation. All of a sudden I just get smacked upside the head, like just I knew exactly what happened as soon as it happened, but I was like, what the fuck? And so I look up, and sure enough, there goes my girlfriend at the time walking away, and I'm just like, really? You're gonna fucking smack me upside the head and just keep walking? But anyways, we get into this movie and she denies me paying for her. I'm trying to be a gentleman, I'm trying to be like, yeah, I can get the tickets and all that, and she denies like the chivalry there. She's just like, you're not paying for me. And I was like, okay, well, fuck. Make me feel like a lesser man, but going from there, she decides that we're going to go see this movie called Sing, and it's about like some animals singing and everything. This would be the second time that I've seen it. So I'm already like not very invested. I'm going for her. That's about it. Spencer is trying to be a fucking bro and decides, like he's going to sit at a different level than us and be by himself so he can just kind of watch over the situation. And so Spencer's up in this row above us watching us and everything, and I'm thinking, oh dude, he's being a bro, like he's not gonna sit next to us just in case some shit happens or whatever. And all her friends sit right next to her, and so I'm on the other side of her, like they're on one side, I'm on the other side. I'm just like, well shit, there's no way I'm getting away with anything like crazy or whatever. This might be just a full cock tease or something along that lines, So we get into the movie. Movie's getting pretty good. Things start going down between me and her. We're kind of getting more touchy-feely. We're getting comfortable with each other now. We lift up the little armrest between us, so like we're closer. And we get to the scene where like some sad shit happens. Like one of the characters is telling off the other characters and shit, and one of her friends starts crying. And I instantly am like, fuck. Just, I know what's about to happen. So both her other friend and her all just kind of cuddle up with her, and like they're all kind of crying together, like hugging on to each other to stop each other from crying. And I'm just like, yep, that's about right. Cock blocked to the max. At this point, Spencer's now like already down here because he understands like the mood's ruined. There's nothing going on, so he's now on our row and shit. And I'm just looking at him, he's looking at me, and we're both just like, bro, did this shit really just happen? This is like some shit you hear about in the fucking movies or some shit about getting cock blocked. So that's the next rule right there. Rule number 2, don't bring friends along because they can cock block. If you're honestly like trying to get somewhere with this person, even if it is only the first date, if you want to kiss them, if you want to do XYZ sort of thing with them, hug them, hold their hand and shit, don't bring a friend along because they will cock block even if it's unintentionally. So the date continues. We in the movie, everything's going fine. At this point, her and I are holding hands as we're walking out the movie, while her friends are on one side of her and Spencer's on the other side of me, and we're just in the middle of the group, walking down and everything. And her friends decide that they want to go look around the mall, even though her mom told her that she's got to be like out of there pretty soon after they get out of the movie. So we start going around the mall, and Spencer is making me follow them everywhere we go. So I'm uncomfortable, walking to all these clothing stores and everything with them. They're looking at women's clothing, and now I'm in the women's clothing section with them, looking at all this shit, and I'm like, I don't really give a shit about this. Spencer, why the fuck are you making me do this? You piece of shit. No, I didn't call him a piece of shit. He was really just trying to like wingman me hard there, and he did me a favor. But we get to the point where they understand what's going on, and I think her friends wanted to make me as uncomfortable as possible just to mess with me. So they all go into a Victoria's Secret. And Spencer is standing there next to me, turns it to me, looks at me and goes, I'm going in. And I went, you're fucking what? And he's like, yeah, dude, I'm going in. I'm like, dude, don't fucking leave me standing here looking into a Victoria's Secret like I'm a fucking creep or some shit. He's like, nope, I'm going in. You can follow me or you can stand there looking like a damn creep. And so Spencer's out here just like, holes over poles, y'all. I'm just like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? I'm standing outside this Victoria's Secret for like a whole minute. I finally go, fuck, Spencer. And I just follow him in already, like, just kind of depressed inside that I'm having to put up with his bullshit, because he's the only reason that I'm heading that way, is because he left me standing there looking inside of Victoria's Secret like I was like peeping on people. So we're in this Victoria's Secret, and they're obviously looking at lingerie and shit to make us uncomfortable. And Spencer's like, "Oh, I like this one." I'm like, "Dude, shut the fuck up!" Like, I hit him in the arm, and they see this, and so they continue. They're trying to really fuck with us at this point, and I'm just like, I really wish I wasn't here right now. There could be so many other things that I could be doing at this exact moment. So that leads into rule number 3. Bringing your friends along can put you into uncomfortable situations, as in like places, not just as the first rule was. It was more on the emotional level. They were pushing you to do something you weren't comfortable with. This one's being in an uncomfortable state physically. I was not comfortable being in that Victoria's Secret. Now, do I regret it? Not at all. Not a single bit. But, you know, it's still kind of awkward to be a grown-ass man standing in the middle of Victoria's Secret with 3 girls and another dude. So, as I said, they still wanted to look around and everything. So we're in a mall, right? Lots of stores everywhere. They go their separate way to go into this one store that's all like chicks' clothing and stuff. And Spencer are finally like, we're not going in there. And we see a sunglasses hut, so we just decide to go check out some sunglasses. Then we step outside, and they're literally in the like store adjacent to us, like right there. So we just decide to wait, and as we're waiting there, one of those kiosk guys shows up, and he's like, "Hey, y'all seem to have glasses. Do you want to try out this glasses cleaner?" And so we give him our glasses, and he cleans it, and it's like really crystal clear sort of shit. We're like, "Whoa, this is crazy. There's no way that like it can make it this clean." And so this dude is like, "Yeah, so do y'all want to buy some?" And we're like, And so Spencer, being the type of person he is, goes, "How much?" And the guy goes, $20. And I'm like, "I only have $20, Spencer." And Spencer's like, "I only have 10. And I'm like, "Oh, fuck." So, you know, we're standing there waiting on these girls to come out, and we keep telling this dude like we aren't that interested, but then at a certain point we finally just stop telling him that and just keep listening to the shit he has to say, to the point where Spencer and I are now looking at each other going, "Are you gonna tell him that like we're not interested? No. Are you? No." We're just communicating this through like eye contact. And fucking this dude goes, "Well, if you only got that much to pay, why don't y'all both pay like half? He can pay 10, you can pay 10. And I was like, "Oh, you're fucking kidding me." So we ended up each paying $10 for this fucking little stupid bottle of shit. And that leads to rule 4. Don't bring a friend along who can't help you get out of a uncomfortable situation, if you are going to bring a friend along. Because, man, did we sit there and just stare at each other for a good 2 minutes trying to like figure out how we were going to get away from this dude. And you will not believe how bad we were blushing when my girlfriend at the time came back to us and was like, "So what did y'all do?" And we were just standing there holding this tiny little bottle of fucking like glasses cleaner. But anyways, guys, I think that's going to be all for the story time. Hopefully this helped like inform you on some little tidbits on what not to do, but definitely don't bring a friend along on a first date. I'll see you guys in the next episode.